What's going on, fam? Welcome back to the channel. I know this is crazy, but I have another Phantom GX review for you guys today. I cannot get over these boots. I think they're absolutely fantastic. I love the way they fit and feel. These are from a special dealer who got me these on a great price, so definitely go check her out, Annabelle from Cleats AU. So it's at Cleats AU on Instagram. Definitely go check her out. We'll get this little thing off. There we go. Okay, so there you go. So that's that QR code. So pause the video, click that QR code right there, and go check her page out. It is absolutely fantastic. These came all the way from Australia, and I'm very excited to show you. You guys have probably seen the thumbnail already, so it's great. But these are thanks to Annabelle. So I appreciate you. Awesome, awesome, awesome. All right, let's hop into the unboxing. So this is this special edition colorway, which I have the low tops of. You guys have seen that review. I really wanted the DF model of this because I think the DF reminds me, it's just Kevin De Bruyne. That's just what these boots scream to me, and I'm really stoked to see what they look like in person. I already love the low top variation of this colorway, but the high tops are just out of this world for me. And watching De Bruyne wear these has been so cool. So this comes in the special edition box, which is a matte black. You've got the Nike delivered from the future in a cardboard box. Very standard, but special edition Nike box for this generation. And then it's the Phantom GX Elite DF Firm Ground Special Edition in a 9 US, a UK 8, Brazil 40.5, 27 centimeters, and a Euro 42.5. So there's that sizing for you there. And then without further ado, let's jump into the unboxing. Wow, okay, so per usual, crazy metallic inside of this box, very wild looking. And then you've actually got the pattern of the sole plate, I guess, on this paper, which is super cool. Oh my days. Wow. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, the special edition of the Phantom GX DF Elite. Holy cow, look at that sole plate. I don't know how, I can't remember how I described this in the past, but it's like, it looks like zebra pattern, but also flames, but it looks like it's moving. This thing's crazy. This sole plate is probably one of the best of the year so far, if not the past couple of years. I think this sole plate is absolutely ridiculous looking. So cool. So that's those yellow ones. You've got we'll talk about tech specs in just a second, but yeah, amazing looking football boots. I'm really excited to get these on feet and to start training in them because they are so cool looking. There's your other one as well with some of the information, dynamic fit, all that stuff here. Visual aesthetic on the bottom of the shoe will wear off during play, but will not affect the performance of this product. Thank you, Nike. Appreciate that. And we're gonna get the same super bright Phantom GX string bag that you get in the low top model. It's the exact same one that you get in that low top model. Same color, same box basically, and everything. So we'll take this down and we'll put that bad boy down here for you guys. All right, so here we go. So again, thanks to Cleats AU for this pair of football boots. I have been looking for the high tops for a while, and yeah, these are absolutely stunning. This is literally Kevin De Bruyne in a football boot, at least recently. He has been absolutely balling out, and these are definitely been some of the reason for them, I think. So let's go over some tech features of the Phantom GX DF Elite. As you guys know, I've reviewed 4 or 5 different pairs at this point. So this might be something that you want to skip over. Maybe you just want to see the on-feet portion of the video. But for those of you who haven't seen any of the GX videos so far, this is a fully fly knit construction with grip knit over the top. It's a little bit more difficult to see on this particular model just because it's just different shades of orange and yellow, but there's a grip knit that goes all the way down around the toe area through the medial side of the midfoot and then over here. So it's a really nice wrap. Between the fly knit of kind of this midfoot upper area into the grip knit, you really don't feel a difference in the two materials. I think it does a fantastic job of feeling super seamless on the inside of the boot. And to be honest, this upper is super soft. I tend to jump into GXs without any issues with break-in period of time. Let me get this last bit of paper out as well so you guys can see how soft this upper is. Really, really pliable, does a great job at molding to your foot right away, which is awesome. So we get those out of the way, and then there we go. So super, super soft, really nice textile-based knit material. One of the things that they've done, so the grip knit is basically pre-coated yarns that have been then woven together, as opposed to something like a fly knit, which is that are yarns that have been woven together already and then a coating is put over them. That's a different style of sort of like this actually down here on this Phantom GX. So whereas the GX is actually naturally water resistant, which is awesome. I have had zero issues playing both in firm ground, AG, water, snow, rain, dry conditions, all that stuff in these football boots. And this grip texturing has done a fantastic job at making sure that I have a really good amount of grip in all conditions. And because there's no ACC on this upper, which there isn't, no logoing there, I don't actually think there's ACC, because with this grip knit upper, you really can't feel the difference between playing in the rain and playing in the dry conditions, because it really does give you that awesome grip. I got a great question the other day about whether or not this boot is great over time, so whether the grip basically lowers as you continue to wear it, if that makes sense, like it wears off. And the answer to that is no. I have not noticed any wear in any of the Phantom GX that I have worn, and I've worn several pairs over the course of months and months and months now, and the grip is still there. It still feels great. It still performs really good, and it's super durable as well. I found that is something that the Phantom GX does really well. I've had zero issues with durability. There's a couple places here on the sole plate where you've got the sole plate kind of curving up into the upper. Yes, there are a few places on some of my models where this starts to peel a little bit, but that's it. First of all, it doesn't affect the performance of the boot, and second of all, those are places where it's just really small surface area that kind of breaks off from the upper, and that stuff only happens after like 6 months of wear every single day. Like that's like exceptional as far as durability goes. These have been absolutely awesome. As far as the ghost lacing system goes, that's that ghost lacing system up there. You can see the logoing here on kind of the tongue area. Basically what it does is it just covers the lacing system, gives you a really smooth striking surface and touch on the ball, and gives you a little bit of extra lockdown. I gotta admit, these ones definitely feel a little bit more locked in than the low top variation does, especially with this dynamic fit collar that really kind of locks your foot into the heel area of this boot, which is an awesome feeling. Definitely a pair of football boots that I recommend for people who are looking for a really one-to-one sensation locked in. The closest feeling boot that I think I would say, after trying on Magista Obra 1 recently, I would say that these provide a very similar feeling to that. They're definitely lower volume and they have less material in this boot, so they feel way more streamlined, but that kind of seamless sensation with your ankle and in your foot, that's what this reminds me of. And to me, this is a fantastic pair of football boots. The only thing that I don't like about this football boot is how pliable this sole plate is. So this sole plate seems to have a decent amount of structure to it. As you wear it in though, it is quite flat, so there isn't a lot of spring forward. You don't feel like you're on your toes that much, which is totally fair. I don't mind it. Again, I've worn these boots in games and in training sessions for the last 6 or 7 months now, and I've had really no issues, no complaints. But the one thing, if I could nitpick, is that this sole plate just isn't responsive enough, and they could have potentially put air zoom in here. That would have been cool. They could have put the carbon fiber on the bottom. That would have been cool. But if they didn't do any of those things, I do think they could have done a little bit better on the structure of the sole plate over time. I think that it does wear a little bit more than some of the other sole plates from the Nike brand, and I think, in my opinion, does just needs a little bit of extra kind of oomph to it if you're gonna make the top end boot. So for me, this is, honestly, this is like a 9 out of 10 football boot. This is a sensational pair of football boots. I love this colorway. I think it's awesome. It looks like a flame on the bottom of your foot. It looks fantastic. And I really, really appreciate Cleats AU for getting me these all the way from Australia. I appreciate that very much. So without further ado, let's hop into the on-field portion of the video. We'll get these on feet, see how they fit and feel, and then hopefully in the next couple of weeks from when this video releases, you guys will see several pictures in training sessions with me with these on. So that will be really cool. So without further ado, let's hop into it. All right, fam, here we are at the pitch with the, frankly, simply stunning Kevin De Bruyne style DF Special Edition Phantom GX Elite. You guys know I absolutely adore these boots. I wore them today in training. I wore my blue all ground, the AG model, here on this pitch, and they're really hard to beat in my opinion. They're some of the most comfortable boots on the market. They do have a bit of a tighter toe box area, so just keep that in mind. But let's get these on feet, see what they look like, and we'll go over some of the initial reactions to this absolutely stunning colorway. So there you go. There's an up close and personal outside. This sole plate is just ridiculous. I honestly think this sole plate is probably best sole plate of the year from last year. When did they come out? This year, maybe? Anyway, the DF model is a little bit more difficult to get on for obvious reasons, especially with the ghost lacing system. It is, oh my God. There we go. And there's a little bit of material that bunches up down in this area. You just have to pull the DF collar up and then you should be all good. And then of course, all you're doing with the laces is just kind of doing this, and they tighten up here on the midfoot really nicely. Sizing is perfect in my normal 9 US. There's just a tiny bit of space on the end, but that goes away after some break-in period of time, which is awesome. So we'll tie these, just get a single knot going for these boots, and we'll get into some of the thoughts. So I have reviewed now 2 or 3 different variations of the DF model, and by variations I just mean colorways. So they're all pretty much the same. They all feel the same. I think that this DF model fits more secure and kind of honestly, like at some level, performs a little bit better straight out of the box and over time compared to the low top model, just because the low top is gonna be less kind of lockdown with the lack of DF collar and ghost lacing system. Give me a sec. I'm gonna like grunt like a weirdo trying to get in these. Oh my God. Okay, yeah. Whew. Feel out of breath. GX straight out of the box is super hard to get on, if that wasn't already very clear from the struggles. But once you get in, they feel so secure. And that's one thing that I think, now that I've played with both models for several months, I've obviously played with the low top for a lot longer just because I had the pre-release model. But I gotta admit, man, like they fit so good straight out of the box. Wraps my foot really well. My toe is right there, so that's the end of my toe. Really, really nice sizing wise, and there's just a great amount of room and adjustability in these because these are such a kind of accommodating fit. I tend to prefer the DF model, if I'm honest. I know that sounds crazy, but I've sort of decided after a long periods of wear, I find that these, as they break in, really stay locked down, especially with the ghost lacing. I know it doesn't add a ton, but it does add a little bit of structure to hold your ankle back into the back of the boot. And then this DF collar also feels like it just keeps you secure. And that, for me, that little extra bit of lockdown in the heel area really is something that I love and enjoy. And for me, that's something that definitely goes noticed when I'm playing, you know, training sessions and games. I've worn both the low top and the high top in games, both in preseason and in season. So that's, you know, I've got quite a bit of experience with them as well, but there's what they look like on feet. Let me just tie this up really quick. Gotta tie my pants, ladies and gentlemen. Gotta keep them up so they don't fall down. That's how it works. So again, they look sensational. This is probably, other than the pink colorway, maybe this is the best looking DF model. I don't know, this sole plate just kills me. I think this is such a, like this sole plate, even from this far away, looks insane with that metallic orange, and they just look like you have flames on your feet. The feeling of this boot honestly is amazing. As I said before, I wore my blue AG model today in training. What is today? The 3rd of May? 2nd of May? 3rd of May? 3rd of May, I think.
So 3rd of May, I wore them today and I love them. The DF model is a little bit more secure for me. That being said, if you do have a really wide foot, I would actually go with the low top model, like the regular non-DF one, just because I think it's gonna give you a little bit of extra adjustability, and that's really as it is. But as far as kind of hype goes, and as far as all of the, you know, why these are so valuable now, people are reselling these for crazy money. Okay, yes, this color is special edition, but you can actually get GXs. You can't really get GXs for under retail right now, at least, depending on the reseller but depending on the company, and the reasons are honestly justified. These are a great pair of football boots. As I've mentioned in previous videos, the grip knit is absolutely fantastic. It gives you a great amount of grip both in wet conditions and in dry conditions. Today didn't rain at all and I had zero issues. I wasn't like stuck to the ball, or I didn't trip over the ball or anything, but it also gives me a nice control. Speaking of control, let's get a ball involved, and touch on the ball with these GXs is awesome. I love how kind of one-to-one the whole boot feels. It's a really consistent feeling football boot all around, and it does just give you a sensational ability to strike, and that grip knit just gives it a little bit of extra sauce when you're playing for longer passing and for shooting and for crossing and all that stuff. It's like the perfect amount of grip compared to, say, a Predator accuracy or anything like that that's like hyper aggressive and only in one area of the football boot. These are just great and consistent all around. So that's kind of it for this video. If you guys want more details, you can always check out my other Phantom GX DF Elite reviews. This is probably one of my favorite football boots of the year as far as new football boots go. I think these are fantastic. These are a mainstay in my game and training rotation, and they will continue. Again, thank you so much to Cleats AU for these pair of football boots. Definitely check her page out, and I'll leave all the stuff, links in the description and everything. I appreciate you very much, and we'll go from there. So appreciate you guys all. Like the video if you got value from it. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. As always, be awesome. Take care. I'll see you guys in the next video.